Okay, so to put an example, I grew up playing golf. Here's the thing. It's okay to close your golf door, just close your door. But when you close your door, there's will be another door opening, right? And be okay with that. Kind of just ride the highway, close one door, you go to another one. Like it's okay. Go explore. If you say to yourself, okay, I cannot do this anymore, it's okay. Just take a break. Go try to do something else. It's not a crime. I see so many people that are so scared of, like so scared of stopping. It's fine. Just stop for a while. Who knows? You might want to come back, right? But you might find other brighter things out there for you that you cannot imagine. It's probably better than the first one. Just take the step. That's it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Working Title Female Podcast. Today we have Tatiana, a current Thai LPGA Tour player, a three-time All WCC First Team selection, a former player of the Pepperdine women's golf team, and one of the youngest gold medalists in Indonesia's national women's golf championship history. Please welcome, we call her Tia. Thanks for being on here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk more and ngobrol with you.
I did a little research and I didn't know that you were the youngest gold medalist in women's golf history in Indo. That's really cool. What year was that?
2011. Thank you for letting me know, but I also don't know. Yes. Thank you. 2011.
I spoke to you were how old? 16, was it?
16. Yeah.
Amazing.
And
amazing.
another fun fact, apparently I'm the 100th medalist, the gold medalist for first DKI or something like that. But like I'm medal
What?
number 100.
That's so cool.
It was so
Wow,
crazy.
Wow. Well, first let's get to know Tia. So tell me a little
Yes.
bit about your childhood and how did you pick up golf?
Pretty ordinary child, but I do have some extra energy. So my parents didn't want me to stay home, so they were finding what kind of extra activities that I can do. I didn't like school. I didn't like music. I didn't like ballet. And then my dad found Pondok Indah golf course, right? There is Aspirasi Lapan back then. It's a club, junior club golf. So he was like, okay, you, after school, you go there. And that's actually where I met all of my good friends until now, still from Aspirasi Lapan.
Wait, how old were you when you started?
Like 5.5, 6,
Five and a
something like
half
that.
years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Picking up golf
That's
5.5.
okay. So I'm not gonna let people guess your age, but we'll get to that. So you started at 5.5 years old.
No.
So Aspirasi Lapan. What's Aspirasi Lapan?
It's a golf academy for juniors. Like Kumon, but golf. We
Oh,
spend like
keren
from
banget.
4 to 6 or something like that every day. They have their Aspirasi Lapan coaches. It's basically just hang out with other juniors and learn golf. That's basically it.
So what was the trigger let you like golf? You just enjoyed it, or you like the location? Do you remember? I know it's
Yes.
a while back.
I didn't know golf until I got to Aspirasi Lapan, right? I think it's more of like I like hanging out with friends. I have a lot of friends there. So picking up golf is easier when you have friends. That's why I like it. And then I suddenly practiced more and more and actually got good at it and that everyone saw potential in me so that I kind of take it seriously from there. Because I started winning tournament and it's fun. I think the trigger is because it's fun.
And it sounded like it naturally came to you. You enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. Very much.
So you played golf. You picked it up at 5.5. What happens after that led you to Pepperdine? So tell me about the story between then.
Yeah, so I started playing more tournaments when I was a junior and actually won quite a number of them. And we saw that I have the potential to kind of, take it seriously and you can probably go further than this. So then I moved to Australia. My coach back then at the time, he was David Mills. He's in Perth. So we as a family kind of moved there also because part of it, we know that I want to go to the US to college and that I couldn't speak English back then. So I kind of had to work my way there. So I was like, all right, just, it's good for your golf. It's good for your English. Just move to Perth. That's what we did. And then I went play more tournaments in the States every summer. And then that's where I met a lot of golf coaches and eventually chose Pepperdine because I wanted to be in California. Didn't really want to be anywhere else. was good. Yeah, I picked Pepperdine for
Did
some
you
reason.
already
It
knew
was
you
just
wanted to be in the West Coast?
yes, definitely. So the plan was always be in the West Coast because you can play all year round, and that there's big Asian community there that I back then I didn't really feel comfortable, right? Like it was hard making friends because I couldn't really speak good English. So I just felt more comfortable if I'm around the Asian community. But it's always been West Coast. I'm a LA girl now and
LA
maybe
is
forever. I don't
beautiful.
know.
LA is
Yeah.
beautiful and great weather. Much better than
Yes.
up northeast or Midwest where I was, I would say.
Oh yeah. I like the cold, but it's too cold. Maybe not so cold. Just
Yeah.
LA weather. That's what I like.
Yeah. Sub 70, sub 6.
Yep, nope, this is where I'm stopping. No, I'm not going anywhere else.
Enough. So when you picked Pepperdine, what was that experience like for you? And what are some things that you remembered or some things you could share from that experience?
School was actually pretty tough. Moving from Perth to, Pepperdine and having it's not really pressure, but the expectation to do good both in school and performance. It's quite difficult. But once you get in the zone, you do your time management. That's what I learned actually back in college is time management and how important it is. That's basically it. What was it?
Time management.
What was the question again? I completely lost it. Time management
What
was
did
like the
what
what was
the question was what are some things you learned during your time in Pepperdine?
number one, time management. Number two, time management. If you want to do well, you can have to do that well, right? Like back then when I was a junior, I don't even know what a time management is. Like I do whatever I want, but cannot do that. You're expected to do well in different things. But yeah, time management.
So you went from Australia to Americas. How was there a big culture shock or was it easy for you to transition?
To be honest, it was easier moving from Australia to America than it was from Indonesia to Australia. Yes,
Why is that?
it's language barrier. I was pretty good in English already, so everything kind of went smoothly in college, which was nice. And yeah, it was tough like in Australia. I was just learning English, and you don't really have a lot of friends, right? And to connect with them, it's also not easy. So I was kind of like more alone. Maybe I have a couple with friends, but that was it. But when I got to America, everyone was so friendly and welcoming to me. And yeah, I actually make more long lasting friends in America.
Is that when you played for the national team or what was that experience being a national team athlete
No,
and
so I joined the national team, the Indonesian national team, uh, for SEA Games 2011. That goes all the way to, um, well, technically until I finished college, but training with them extensively was until 2014. I still come back if there's big games like SEA Games and well, mainly just for SEA Games and for like the big amateur tournaments. Back then there was like Queen Circuit.
oh
There's Queen
sitting
Circuit. There's Queen
yeah.
Circuit, and then there's Southeast Asian like amateur, like a team thing. But whenever there's things like that, I would go back. Anything that is not clashing with the Pepperdine schedule, I'll go. Yeah, pretty much national team from 2011 until you can say 2018.
What's the difference between playing for the national team and the Pepperdine team, if there any?
No, it's the same. You just expected
Same.
to do the best you can. That's pretty much it. And get along with people, actually, It's very important to get along with your teammates. If you don't, it's dramatic. You don't want dramatic.
Yeah. No, we want to play well. That's it. We
You
don't
want to
like
play well.
drama.
You don't like drama. Just focus on your own thing. You're good.
That's it. So when you have all these experiences, how many countries have you played golf in then, Tia? It sounded like you've
I
been
don't know. I don't know. Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, France, America, Myanmar, Korea, China, Taiwan. That's it. Maybe there's a couple more. I just don't remember.
what was that, 9?
9, maybe more.
More?
I don't. Oh, Australia. Oh my
Singapore.
God. Australia.
Singapore.
Australia. That's right. Maybe 15 or more.
We just upped it
Let's
up.
just say 15 plus.
That's impressive. Do you remember any stories that, from traveling so often? Like, how do you lose clubs, or you've been pretty lucky?
Thankfully, I've never lost my golf set before. And let's not lose that. I
What?
lost my dad's a passport at a time when we left it in a bus. So we have to like kind of call the guy to come back. It was like, I don't know where, but yeah, it was my fault. But that was it. That was the most crazy thing. Otherwise, it's all
I
fun. Just golf and Disneyland.
I once lost my mom's makeup kit in the airport.
Oh, that's bad. But
I was in
passport
charge.
though, that's best.
That's bad. It's like makeup kit and passport. I mean, they're pretty. I mean, they're both important for their own
Distinct.
reasons. It sounded like you have a very international perspective on golf. What are some things that you learn from that international experience? We'll get to your playing experience here in a minute.
Yeah. It's interesting how I'm not sure if this is my place to say this, is that in Asia, I see a lot of pressure from their parents for the kids to play well. And if they don't play well, then, at home, there'll be talks or like dimarahin gitu, right? But playing internationally, you just see more of the, hey, it's okay if you do your best. That's all we want from you. Just go have fun. I see a lot more like that outside Asia. Well, during my time. So that kind of put even my family and I in perspective. Okay, well, we want you to play well, but we also want yourself to be happy and to enjoy the goal. It's not all about performance, but it's all relative. It's different with every people. But other than that, it's all the same. We're all just trying to do our best, right?
We're all
And
trying to
have
we're
fun.
all trying to break
We're all
par at
trying to,
some point.
yes, that's all. And get the ball in the hole with no dramatic experiences.
Yeah, no, I second you on that. I think like after talking to a few people, there's a fine line between having your self-worth tied to the game and knowing who you are as a person with the game, not because of the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And you just
it,
became like more open minded. You like kind of take different sides of the story and you're actually, oh, interesting. But my side is also, it could go either way. There's no right or wrong, right? It's just accepting different point of views, which is important, not just golf in your life.
I think that's so
Yeah.
that's really something I believe. There's technically no right answer. It's just your
Yeah.
answer, right? There's
Yeah.
no book that says this is right. I mean, okay, there's the law and stuff, but we're talking about how to get to the goal. I mean, Dea mentioned there's ways to going to a 10. It could be 5 plus 5, or it could be 5 plus 2 minus 1 plus blah, blah, blah. It goes all the way to 10.
Yeah.
We all know that you have a very bubbly personality. Do you have any funny stories during your time while you were out in tour, or at least in college?
In college, funny stories. Oh my God. I woke up late so we were supposed to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. And okay, we were leaving for our home tournament in San Luis Obispo and we were in Malibu, right? It's just a drive. But anyway, long story short, I didn't show up to where we were meeting in the car park. So my coach went crazy because my teammate said, "Oh, Tia went out last night," which I did, but it was just like dinner. I just didn't wake up because I forgot to put an alarm anyway. And then like the first thing I hear in the morning was public safety. Like the police in Pepperdine, they call it public safety, right? Banging on my door saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What is that?" But anyway, and then I opened the door. It was my coach and like three other police officers.
What?
Yeah, and then I'm so sorry, coach. Like, I just forgot to put my alarm. That was crazy.
That
And then
I'm
after
sure
that,
you were mortified.
yes, because I saw the face of my coach. She just looked so worried because I think she thought that I'm not okay. Right. Because my friend said I went out, which I just didn't.
So you had a great time in Pepperdine. You obviously did
Yes.
well. You made first team selection. You broke a lot of school records that I saw on Pepperdine website about you.
Yeah, I think the biggest one is freshman of the year for West Coast Conference. That's pretty good. Like you can
Congratulations.
only get it during your freshman year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
So
you.
once you finished school, tell me what happened after.
So it's actually really funny. So during college, I was winning a lot of medals back in amateur and winning tournaments. But during college, I actually did not win anything. The closest I get was second. So because I was quite struggling juggling academic and golf, it was not easy for me.
Pepperdine is a tough school.
It's tough, and every time I would not do well in an exam, the teacher would always call me and be like, "Are you okay? You know, what is there something I can do to help your grades?" And I'm like, "I'm okay. I mean, I'm just doing my best." But like in Pepperdine, they don't allow you to fail. Like the teacher will do anything for you to not fail, which is a good thing, right? But at the same time, you also cannot just not study. And I know like some schools you can kind of like, I don't know, like through my friends, they told me that you can kind of just pass is okay and you fail one or two is fine. But in Pepperdine, they don't want, they want you to excel both. And then after I finished college, that was actually kind of my bottom in golf. Like I didn't really have the want to play tournaments, or like I do want it, but I didn't play well for a lot more times than before. So my confidence was lacking, and that I've been playing since 5 years old. So it was kind of like I was going through like a ditch, like a big ditch. But then at the same time, I also said, I don't want to play amateur golf anymore. Like I had enough of it. Okay. So I actually turned pro during my worst golfing career. Can you believe it? This is so like contrary.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
What? How did you get enough courage to do that?
That's what I wanted. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. Like I needed a change. So I was like, all right, I don't care how I'm playing right now. I just want to turn professional and then like build again from there. And then yeah, and then I slowly built myself, come back to the game. Still not doing all right, but actually this year was kind of like the big milestone for me. Like I started making like most of the cuts this year. I didn't make cut at all last year, maybe like one or two out of like more than 10 tournaments I played. But this year I only missed one cut, and I won my first event back in last month in Rambangan, right? You were there. So it was yeah.
I mean, full context. I saw TS since she was a little kid. She used to play with my little sister, and watching her grow up into this very accomplished young lady, it was so excited to be able to interview you because I know the transition from 5 years old to multiple decades. You're talking childhood, you're talking teenager years, you're talking
Mm,
college, and now you're talking full grown adult. That's a lot of ups and downs.
yeah.
It's golf. It's always
I
like this.
I was the grasak grusuk kid, kind of
Grasak
do whatever I
grusuk.
want.
Okay, can you have to describe this grasak grusuk now that you mentioned it?
I think I'm always very over, like, I just have a lot of energy in me. Like grasak grusuk, like, I cannot concentrate just in one place. Like, I have to be like, I'm like
You're very
jumping around,
active.
like, yeah, I'm very active. Whenever I talk to people, I would just like move my fingers according to my mom and just like, loud kid. But yeah, I mean, I know that I needed to move, right? So then I guess sports is the place for me, at least for now, until now.
When did you exactly turn pro? Which year was that?
End of 2019.
Just before
End of
COVID?
2019. Yes, it's the whole nother story.
Oh, yes. Please tell me about that
End of
story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So end of 2019, I'm like, all right, I'm turning pro, right? And then my first tournament was Q School, China Q School, 2020. Back then, I was still kind of like, I'm not in my best performance, but I just kind of want to get back to playing again and just go and play, just go and play. So I went there with my dad, played a Q School, didn't make it, came back to Jakarta the next day, and then 3 days after that, lockdown. So when we were in China, we saw the news that saying, hey, there's this virus going around. And then we're like, yeah, yeah, whatever. And then the next day we go flight home, right? And then after that, 3 days, lockdown. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad we didn't stay for like a holiday or something. Otherwise, we would be in China for like, I don't know how long.
Wow, that was in
Yeah,
a span of when you
yeah,
just turned pro, too, right? Or you decide, or
yes,
is that after?
yes. No, I turned pro. I turned pro in early 2020 then. My first turn was early,
That's
that China one. Yeah.
that's awesome.
So then after
Wow.
that, Yeah, I needed to play somewhere, right? That's when I played the WAPT in America. So
How
I
was that
moved back
experience,
to
the
America.
WAPT?
It was,
Oh, you moved back.
you know what? Yeah. It was a really good step up tour to get to LPGA, obviously. Because I mean, they're all really good. It's very competitive in America. So WPT is a good tour, so that you go out and play every month. You have like two tournaments, so it's good to build yourself, kind of play that, and then leading up to Q School in August, so you have full schedule. So that's what I did for 2 years. I didn't win anything, but still had fun.
You learned a lot about yourself and your game,
That
especially
is
during
so
COVID when
true,
nobody could go
yes.
out.
Yeah, I was stuck in the US for 2 years and my parents were in Australia. So I just played golf.
Not a bad thing
Yeah,
to do in the West Coast.
it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, I think because of that, I didn't really play well. Kind of like, like the whole year, oh, did you play well? Not really. And that kind of kills my confidence, actually. So playing a lot of tournaments when you're not ready is also not a good thing. So you just need balance. That's what I learned.
So once you played for 2 years, what happens after?
What happens after? So 2023, I came back to Jakarta. I came back and I said, this is my last year playing golf. I don't want to play anymore. And then, middle of 2023, I met my partner now, Sergio. He's actually the one that, you know, pushed me to still pursue it because he also sees something in me, apparently, and that I can still achieve bigger things that I don't believe in myself. So yeah,
So even I would say one of the most elite players doubt herself.
of course,
That
I doubt myself until now. Like, can I still do it? But then it's what you say after, right? Like, what you do after. Of course you can. Like, of course you can. It starts from believing in yourself first.
how
Yeah.
do you have to have such a positive outlook after after playing golf for I guess 25 plus years?
Yeah. Um,
20, yeah, a long time.
yeah. I think growing up with my parents, well, especially my dad, Om Budi, he's the one that's been with me since junior. And my mom doesn't really come to golf a lot. She supports me mentally from home, but my dad is the one that gets his foot dirty for me. So he always say to me like, it doesn't matter if you win or not. You just do your best, and as long as if you're happy, that's what matters. Yeah. If you're not happy, don't do it anymore. So like now when I'm playing golf, I just want to be happy. And when I'm happy, I actually play well, which means, better performance like this year. This year was kind of the best so far for my professional career. It's because every day I just try to be happy. I try to, I practice happy. I go to bed happy. Like I'm thankful for everything. And then I'm just doing my best. It doesn't have to be always winning. It does. Winning doesn't mean happiness, right? I mean, of course, if you're happy, you're winning, but what is the true happiness? I found my true happiness is living in peace. So I want to live every day in peace. And then I'm happy and I can do whatever I want.
That's very wise.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the influence of your parents, specifically your dad, when it comes to golf?
When it comes to golf, yeah, again, he always say, he said this every single day at one period. He said, not every day is Sunday, which means that, not every day is going to be good golf. And I'm like, yeah. But then until this day, I remember that sentence, right? Okay, when you're playing not great, not every day is Sunday, and it's okay. It's how the world works. Yeah.
That's really
It's
wise.
just,
Not every day
it's just
is Sunday.
accepting. Yeah. Yeah. Do your best. That's it.
Well, adding on to your many successes, you were also chosen to be the head of the Manihil Women's Golf Community. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me a little
I'm
bit about
excited.
that.
Yeah, so actually, Manika, it's been a year now. We ladies, we came together. We saw the problem of the professional, mainly the professional in Indonesia. We don't have a tour. We don't have a community. We don't belong anywhere. It was just kind of an individualistic, player, which we it's not that we don't like that, but we want to have the sense of belonging, that we're together, that we have a community. So that's what Manika is for actually. It's created by the players and for the players with our mission to, grow women's golf. And we want to, find, there's a lot of potentials we don't know if we don't have a platform, right? So we want to create that for it's this Manika is probably more useful not for us but for the kids. Like it's 5-10 years from now. It's just it's our job to start something, and it's for the younger players mainly. Yeah.
We've been blessed to be able to play in some pretty amazing places with some amazing people,
Yeah.
paying it forward to the next generation so they can do better.
Yeah, yeah. And I think our job is just to set example, like if one of us, one of the Manika girls can break through to the bigger tours, the younger will see, oh, it's actually possible. Because that's one thing that was missing from me during my time is that I don't see an Indonesian ladies professional playing actively on the big tour. So it's like, oh, and then I doubt, can we do it? But if you have someone there, like everyone's gonna believe it. Everyone can do it, right? Especially in Indonesian.
So you mentioned how hard it is to kind of find footing or like find someone to look up to when you're trying to break through something new that hasn't been done. Who did you look up to growing up?
Yeah, in golf or just in general.
It could be golf, it could be in general.
In golf, I really like Soyeon Ryu. She's my favorite player. Yeah, I like how she's always so calm and smiling all the time. She respects all the players and her sponsors, and that like people. Sometimes she will have a bad day, but she will still show up and show the best of herself. And yeah, I really like Soyeon Ryu, but he just retired now, so I should find someone else. But I don't have anyone right now.
Fair enough, fair enough. Um, well, now that you're in a leadership position, you're in a wonderful community, what kind of things did you wish you kind of knew before you picked the athletic route? It could be as a golfer, it could be as a woman, it could be as an athlete, doesn't whatever you choose. Is there something you wish you knew before you started this journey?
That's a tough question. Something I wish I knew, that it's so hard traveling by yourself. I didn't expect that before. Like, oh yeah, I can do it all myself. But actually, now that I have my partner traveling with me and that are supporting me every day, I see the difference of being a team is really important, at least for me. Like, it helped me to play better. Where, like, before I didn't really, I can just go myself, go have a local caddy or hire a caddy, but it doesn't work for me. Because I lost so much confidence, I need someone close to me that every day, you're like encouraging me, like you can do it, you can do it. And then that's what I found actually this year. That works. Yeah. Didn't know that before. Before I'm like, I can do it all by myself.
The
Yeah.
value of community. I learned
Just,
that
yeah,
too.
community and being together. Like you're a human. A human cannot sustain by themselves. We need each other. Even in sports. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about
Yeah.
community. It was, I don't know, I'm not a pro player, but when I found my childhood friends who share the same value as me, it's like, oh, we
Yeah.
could work together towards something bigger than ourselves. Oh, sign me up.
Yeah. Of course, it's not just about golf, right? Like
Way
it's
bigger than that.
it's bigger than that. It's values, everything. Like together, 1+1, it's 3.
You can go
So it's 3.
exponentially. Well, that's what I find because
Exactly.
one person's experience on top of another, it's a multiple. It's not an addition, it's a multiplier effect, right? My
Exactly.
experience
Yes.
with Agnes's, with yours, with Mela's, with Putri's, with Thea, Mela, Juju, like I think it just to the power, etc., etc.
Yes.
And
It's powerful.
so that's something that I think maybe which is really interesting because golf is an individual sport, right? We're not used to having per se like a community because we're kind of on our own. But then when you are
Mm.
growing up, you look back and I'm like, those junior days
So,
that meant the world to me.
yeah, and the best thing is that you're doing it together.
You miss the flights together, you grab
It's
the bags together.
together. The sense of togetherness you need.
With
Yes,
it really is a lot better when you have a group of people who's like cheering you on and being
yes.
with you.
And remember, like you're the player, but you also have your coach. You have your game coach. You have your psychologist. You're still a team. That's why
Absolutely.
you need all of them to be the best player you can be. You need your team. That's the truth.
How important is it for you to have something off of the court?
It's very important. I don't live on the golf course. I have other stuff to do.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the other
Yeah.
side of Tia.
Yeah, well, yeah, I lost my dad last year, so
Sorry to hear that, sis.
I had to kind of take whatever that he has done for our family that, and I'm also the only child, and I cannot just let my mom do all of it because it's too much for her. Like we're both grieving, and it was tough time for us last year. So I started to take care of, the house things, all the things that my dad used to do with that, plus juggling and playing golf. But interestingly, I play better for some reason. I think it's just because I don't focus on one thing. I don't put myself, golf is my only thing that I'm going to do in this life. No, if I have, just like things that are important to me, you actually tend to do better in both. And you get time off of each other, like, again, balancing time management is important. Yeah.
Back to time management.
Back to time management. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I would have enjoyed the game a lot more had I had a little more balance. I think I put too much effort
Yeah.
and emphasis on golf that I forget Karamia has an artistic side, or like Karamia enjoys
Yeah.
fashion, or like
Yeah.
lifting, like for the sake of lifting, not lifting just for golf. So
Yeah.
I mean
But
that's something.
just yeah, like go out and explore, right? There's so much for you out in this world. You just have to find it. Go explore, gitu. Like you're not limited to just golf or whatever sport that you're in or whatever industry you're in. You're allowed to have different things in your life, and you can excel in everything. Just put your mind into it. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. So you've mentioned about balance, and you've mentioned about your
yeah,
family, and my deepest
yeah.
condolences. Okay, so now that we're in the in between juggling the life of being an athlete and also a person, what are some things that you can give advice to for someone who's in that mode of transitioning, figuring themselves out as an athlete and as a person?
Mm. It's all right. The transition in kind of like finding yourself, right? Okay, so to put an example, I grew up playing golf. Here's the thing. It's okay to close your golf door, just close your door. But when you close your door, there's will be another door opening, right? And be okay with that. Kind of just ride the highway, close one door and go to another one. Like it's okay. Go explore. If you say to yourself, okay, I cannot do this anymore, it's okay. Just take a break. Go try to do something else. It's not a crime. I see so many people that are so scared of, like so scared of stopping. It's fine. Just stop for a while. Who knows? You might want to come back, right? But you might find other brighter things out there for you that you cannot imagine. It's probably better than the first one. Just take the step. That's it. So, yeah. Sometimes people, yeah, like when you're a kid, you don't have anything to worry about. You don't have bills to pay. You don't have expectations. And then you're an adult. You have bills to pay. Now you have to find place to live. You have to be self-sufficient. Like it's different. Like it just cannot be the same. You just have to, obviously, adjust. Just adjust your life. It's fine.
Very wise advice. So we talked about also the influence of your parents, being balanced, being aware. What would you tell parents of little girls interested in sports, especially a sport like golf, which has a relatively expensive cost of entry?
Yeah. Mm. By playing golf, it doesn't mean that your kid has to turn professional. But when you're playing golf, you open doors like me. If I don't play golf, I will not be able to go to the US and study there with a scholarship, you know? Like it's not playing golf and then suddenly turn pro. It's not. You can go to school. You can learn to coach, right? Like you can do a lot of things. So it's not always just one way road. There's different like there's different final result that you can have from golf. Sometimes I see, oh, you're playing golf, you're playing so well, you have to turn pro. No, you don't have to turn pro. You turn pro if the kid wants to turn pro, go ahead. If the kid's lucky, they have sponsors, they're good, they have strong mentality, go. But some kids don't, right? Some kids, golf is such a mentally draining sport. Like it's not for everyone. And just be okay with it. Think of golf as a pathway to a lot more things gitu loh.
It's crazy because as someone who's very
Yeah.
literal, very this and this and this, like it took me a while to understand what it really means to say it's a means to an end. First of all, there is no end. It's whatever the next step is. It's a path,
Yes.
it's a journey. And
It's a
it
journey,
doesn't just
exactly.
because you pick up golf doesn't mean there's a have to, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's where we miss out on the fun when there's an end goal that has to be this. You miss
Yes.
out on the, ooh, what's that little, what's that? Or what's that?
Yeah.
Or you met somebody and then it becomes like now you're a big time farmer or a big time ballerina. I don't know.
But yeah,
I don't know.
exactly like what you said. It's golf is not just golf. It's everything. You can even do good business, right? Entrepreneurship by connecting through golf. It's still using golf as the part of the journey. Like so.
It's very true. It's a multifaceted sport and should be used so.
Yeah.
My dad still plays with his community where there's like high 70-year-olds still playing, and they're
Yeah.
not they're competitive, but they're happy. They're just like half swinging, like finish kaya setengah gitu. Tapi they're happy with their friends, some fresh air. I hope Manika women will be like that. We're in our 80s.
Yes.
And we're like
playing together, having fun. We'll get
like, I know we will. And well, you're still in your 20s. I'm in my 30s, so
but I'm almost there.
we can't wait to welcome you to the club 30.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm not scared. I'm excited.
You should be.
There
It
might be
actually gets
something
better.
for me, right? In my 30s, you don't know.
Actually, I'm happier in my 30s than I am in my 20s. That's
Yeah,
just I
that's
am.
so good. That's so good. Yeah. As long as you feel like you're young, you're gonna be young forever. It doesn't matter how old you are.
I second that. Well, I have some quick 5 questions that you can answer in one word or one
Interesting.
sentence.
Okay.
All right.
One
So
word.
here we go.
Can I do one word?
One word or
That's
one
fine.
sentence?
Okay.
What is the best advice you've ever received?
To gain control, you must let go.
What is the worst advice you've ever received?
Don't show your emotions.
Go on. What is a lesson you learned the hard way?
That things don't last forever.
What is a message you want to leave behind?
Stay true to yourself.
What is your hope for female athletes in Indonesia and globally?
One word as well? One sentence?
You can have more.
I want to have Indonesian players on the big tour as soon as possible. We want the flag. Let's show
second
them
that.
it's possible. Let's show them it's possible. Of course it's possible. Yeah.
That's awesome. I second that. The guest question that I have for you is, where's your dream vacation location?
Anywhere that you can see the aurora. Norway.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Do you have something to say before we wrap this awesome interview up, Tia?
Let's again, don't take life too seriously. You go enjoy, have fun, and we as women, we can support each other. Let's have fun empowerment, and let's be together, and we can achieve big things together. That's it.
Tia, it was awesome being able to interview you. I am so
Oh my
proud
God,
of all
thank
your
you.
accomplishments.
Thank
And
you.
I'm sure Woody looking down is proud to have his daughter be the head of the only professional female golf community in Indonesia, be the leader.
Thank you.
So I'm very proud to have you as a leader too.
Thank you for saying that. I'm excited to give my best for something that's so big for me, and that's golf and its industry. Growing up, I can achieve everything. It's because of golf. And we'll see what's next for Manisha. It's in the top.
Yes, definitely. Well, Tia, thank you for your time.
Thank
If everyone, I will
you.
link up all Tia's links, her Instagram, her all the links that she wants to share with you guys in the YouTube description below. So thank you, Tia, for your time.
Thank you so much for your time, Kak.
Bye, guys.